Today's Friday, July 19th, and this is a quick status check on a position I'm currently holding involving the Micro E-mini S&P 500 futures, ticker symbol /MES. And as of the time of this recording, the spot price is 5,575 and 3/4. And since the futures market started trading last night, it's currently down 19 handles. So this is a 7-day 10,000 tick chart, which means each of these candlesticks represents 10,000 trades, consisting of both the buy side and sell side. This is the current candlestick right here. And the blue horizontal lines are reasonable support and resistance levels I've marked up. You can see here that heading into yesterday, price has finally fallen below this upper support and resistance level and is now retesting the bottom support resistance level. So this is its third attempt to bounce off this. So we have one rejection here. Well, reasonable bounce, wasn't really meaningful. We have a second retest, and then now it's right here. Because this is the third attempt, I'm speculating that price may eventually break below this. So I took a short position. So earlier this morning, maybe 15 minutes ago, I took a short. My entry was at 55.90 and a half. I only shorted one future because right now price is just consolidating sideways. So what I'm referring to is this area right here. And it's possible that now that price is at the bottom half of this range, it could bounce back to the upside. So I thought I'd mitigate the risk with just one futures. I didn't want to get too carried away. And considering that today is expiration Friday for monthly option contracts, there is that probability that volatility could start spiking, whether it's to the upside or downside. And who knows? I mean, this entire move to the downside could get reversed before the end of the day. So again, now prices are running right back up. So there could be this bounce. So if I scroll up to my entry price is right here, 55.90 and a half, which is effectively the zero line on the profit and loss side. And since price has been trending lower, I've started walking my stop order lower along with it. It was originally at a $40 loss, so it was originally here at 55.98 and a half, and I've walked it down almost halfway. So if price starts breaking below this, then ideally I'd like to move my stop order in front of my entry price. This way I'm guaranteeing that this is a risk-free trade. So I'm just going to, right now it's just a holding pattern at this point. So that's the current status. This limit order, actually, if I go back to it, it's a profit target of about $160. Yeah, so it's $160 sitting right here at 58 and a half. So if S&P 500 falls below this, this order should get executed and closing me out for a quick scalp. So anyway, I'll pause it here and I'll pick it up in a few hours. So it's been a few minutes. So quick status check. The S&P 500 is selling off. Price finally broke below this local support level I had at 55.74. And the spot price is now 5,558 points. And clearly this would have closed me out. But what I've done was I did walk my limit order lower. Its new order is at 55.40 and a half. So that is a profit potential of $250. And what I've done is I've also walked my stop order slightly ahead of this resistance level of 55.74. So if there's a strong spike to the upside, I am now guaranteeing that this is a risk-free trade as my entry price was at 55.90. So this is just an alarm to notify me if price does break to the upside. But what I'll do is if I open up active trade, the trade is now up $152. Again, I would have been closed out at 160. So price has rallied. So it was as low as 55 and a quarter, which was a profit potential of 176. So it's working its way down. And again, I would have been out of this trade at this point. But considering that the stock market is heading into the afternoon session, it's possible volatility could start spiking to the upside, so pushing price even lower. So I'll go ahead and pause it again, and I'll update. Hopefully, I'll try and capture the closing of this trade as price trends to the downside. So until that, I'll be right back. So another update, price is trying to break back above this local support resistance level. And in hindsight, I should have trusted my levels, as this could have been, that $160 target before this bounce. But in any case, with about 4 hours left before the stock market closes, or actually 5 hours before the futures market closes for the weekend, I'm going to wait and see if there's another opportunity to short it back to the downside. So if I open up Active Trader, I was able to grab at least $101 out of that $160. But such is life. So I'll pause it again, and I'll be back accordingly. Okay, I just re-entered the trade, and I'm back in a short position, speculating that price will ultimately get rejected here by this support resistance level of 55.74. So when price hit 55.75, I took that short. So I am back in a position. So here's my new entry at 55.75, one tick higher than this resistance level here at 55.74. I only shorted one again, because I don't want to press my luck, because price is above this support resistance level. And there is that probability that price could run right back up to this top half of this gray range where price has just been bouncing around prior to this quick drop and then recovery. So I am risking $40 out of that $100 initial take profit. So if I scroll up, my stop order is sitting right here at $55.83 for a $40 loss. Which is what I marked up on the chart. And right down here, I'm sticking with my 160 take profit target. So I'm risking $40 to make 160. Essentially, that's a 1 to 4 risk to reward. So those are my levels. I'm sticking to it, and I'll pause it again, and hopefully we'll get the 160 this time. There, I was just closed out. So my target of 160 was met. As I was speculating, price was rejected, as price had a difficult time breaking above 55.74. So I am out of this trade. Let me just cancel this alarm. And if I open up Active Trader, the position is now up $262. So that first 100 was from that earlier trade, and that 160 was on the second move to the downside. So I think I'm done for this session, considering there's only about 3.5 hours before the futures market suspends trading for the weekend. However, if I open up the trade tab, the overall position, I shorted S&P 500 last week via option contracts. And this was as a result of the CPI data that was released back on July 11th. And when the market bounced, that's when I shorted. And I've been holding on to the short since. And my entry price is at $12.65. And the option premium is now up $47.75. And the overall profit and loss on the option trade is $883 as of the time of this recording. However, that $262 was just on the futures trade this morning. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up status on this option trade later or next week because there's 12 days remaining before these contracts expire worthless, and I'm still bearish because my strike price is 55.25. So I need the S&P 500 to drop another 20 points to have this, even though it's a profitable trade right now, I'd like to be in the money with these option contracts. But along the way, I will continue scalping for positions on the futures itself. So overall, it was a good Friday. I mean, relatively speaking. So I'll end it here. And until the next trade review, I'll see you.